You.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another edition of Restore the Floor, your Pistons podcast, along with Evan Jenkins, who is in his humble abode. I'm here at LCA, the press room, and the Pistons season is over, and it shouldn't have been. And I might be a little, I don't know, Evan, recency bias. I'm pissed. They, for so many reasons, and there were a lot of good things too. Let's not get carried away, but right from the get-go, they came out and showed that they were nervous, bad energy, got, outscored by 14. They were down 14 after one. And, of course, really good stuff going on. I mean, they couldn't shoot. They had a foul to give at the end of the first quarter that they didn't do. And I don't know. They out everything 60% to 36%, 40 to 20 on threes. They were outscored 9-4 the last 2:30. Once again in that game, a dumbass technical foul cost them a point. You never know what would have happened if they had that point back. So that was early, and they came back, obviously, with that great run at the end the second quarter. So the half, it was fine. I mean, they were within double digits, and that's all you wanted to be. And then they came out again in the third quarter, looking like crap. And I thought, all right, you know what? Talent's going to overcome. They're not going to come back again, but give them credit. They came back. They went on a 20-2 run to take a lead. I mean, Asar Thompson was playing great defense. They were making clutch shots. They were battling. And I don't know, started up 112 to 105. And I don't know. When it was 110, 105, here's where I think the game changed. You correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know why on God's green earth he took Asar Thompson out of the game. I think he only had 3 or 4 fouls. It was right after he got called for a foul. And yeah, he only had 3 fouls in the game. And Thompson was doing a great job on Brunson. And you saw when he finally came back in, one of the great jobs he did on Brunson late. And then, of course, Brunson did what he did at the end on him. But that's Brunson. But I thought the game changed when he took Thompson out of the game. They missed a couple of free throws, rebounds that they had in their grasp. They just couldn't control. And the other thing, Ev, and I know I'm rambling, and I love the guy, but in the most important game of the season, your best player can't go 9 for 22 and 0 for 8 from the threes. I mean, it's that freaking simple. Freaking simple, I think I said.
Yeah, Stoney, after the Pistons went up 7 in the fourth quarter, this is what happened on the Pistons' offensive possessions. Duren missed layup, Cunningham missed layup, Cunningham turnover, Duren 1 of 2 on free throws, Cunningham missed layup, Beasley turnover. Over the last 2:19, the Knicks went on an 11-1 run.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to put a 48-minute basketball game down to the final 2 minutes.
Right.
But you showed, inexperience showed, and a major superstar stepped up. Jalen Brunson in those last 5 minutes after being non-existent in the previous 5, it was unbelievable, that 3. He put a sore on skates, and unfortunate for him, that's going to be on the highlight tape for a long, long time. Now, we're bitter, we're disappointed because what transpired. Still a wonderful season for the Pistons.
Yes.
But just a bitter, heartbreaking, disappointing ending when I thought they had that game in control at the end. I thought the Knicks were broken. I thought their legs were tired. I thought they were exhausted. And that was it. And then, boom, a superstar showed up.
Yeah, and they didn't make plays at the end. I don't know. There was a lot of other things. I don't know what they said on the broadcast. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Evan, before the final shot by Brunson, did the Pistons have a foul to give?
They weren't talking about it on the broadcast.
Okay.
And I was kind of in tune to the game. But I know throughout the fourth quarter, they didn't have many team fouls. I know that for a fact because they mentioned that plenty of times. But, I mean, why would you mean tied? You don't want to foul when you're tied.
If you have a foul to give, what's the difference?
Oh, if you have a foul to give, sure. But, I mean, I guess play it out.
The Pistons had only committed 5 fouls in the fourth quarter completely.
Which would have put them in the bonus.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, they would have.
So
maybe it was another, maybe early. I don't know.
It came down to inexperience. It came down to foul trouble early on. I mean, Paul Reed came out. He had great hustle. but you can only muck it up for so long, right?
Yeah.
But
Kind
they
of
did a
interesting.
great job doing so. I mean, they were
Yeah.
hacking Mitch again. I mean, when you get Brunson out of the game, you got to take advantage, and that's what the Pistons did.
And and kudos to the Knicks. I mean, Mikal Bridges had his best game of the. He played 44 minutes and he had 25 points. He shot 11 for 16, and that's
that tip in was
what
huge in the fourth quarter. The
huge,
huge.
Absolutely was huge. And that was another play where they played really good defense, forced a shot at the when the clock expired, and they got the tipping. And they got really relatively nothing. Well, he got 15 rebounds, but Karl Anthony Towns really didn't do much offensively at all. Josh Hart was okay. The Pistons outscored their bench thanks to Beasley heating up at the end of the second quarter. But I mean,
he had 18 in the first half, Stoney, 2 in the second.
Yeah, so they outscored them 30. They outscored their bench 31-6.
Tim Hardaway Jr. was very disappointing to me in that ball game.
Yeah, I know he hit, but he made two. He made a 3 and a bucket in the fourth quarter. That was very important. So, yeah, he was bad most of the game. I kind of thought, I don't know. I still can't understand. I can't wrap my arms around. And hopefully, somebody in the press conference down the hall will ask Bickerstaff why he took Thompson out. Maybe he needed some offense. He thought, but you were up when they took him out. It was 110-105. Then they scored again to make it 112-105. Bring him back in. He was doing such a good job on Brunson.
No, he was doing a fabulous job. I thought Schroeder was doing a fabulous job getting all up in his ass the entire game, and he couldn't get through. And they were running so many screens for that guy. But, I mean, as much as people want to complain about his game, whatever, you have to give him all due respect. To go out and score 40 points. He came out in that first quarter so damn assertive. I mean, it was unbelievable how they started that game. Just like we actually talked about it, the home court disadvantage being too high in that environment, and that's what it seemed like throughout the whole series, whether it was the Pistons or the Knicks. But I have to be able. That's the problem with doing this instantly, is that you're a little bit heated and you're in the moment.
Which is good, because everybody who's watching, we thank you for watching. I'm sure. I can't see if there's any comments or questions on our YouTube channel.
You think Cade should? Yes, that's the biggest question. Should Cade have taken the last shot instead of deferring to Malik Beasley? Because I know if that's LeBron James, I'm giving him a hard time.
Well, you know what? It's 116, 113. Cade can't hit a 3 to save his life. No, I actually thought it was the right thing to do. And he dropped the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely looking.
Here's the other thing. I mean, I'm not doing New York radio. Why the hell did the Knicks foul?
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I mean, we talk about that so many times throughout basketball, and you saw the Pistons do it earlier in this series, actually. Follow up 3. And,
we talked about this earlier, too.
I thought
I don't see these plays.
We have to give props to Duren.
Yeah.
Props to Duren. He played fabulous tonight, I thought.
Yes,
fabulous. He hit his free throws. And how important was that? 9 of 10 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
They still didn't look like they run. I don't understand their offense a lot of the time, what plays they're running. But if there actually are plays sometimes.
That's the question. Are they freestyling out there? Are they calling a play? Is it just an ISO? Is it, you know what? We talked about it on the last episode about the Sore Thompson being able to go backdoor on that second pass, right? A pass to the post and then backdoor, he's coming because they're trying to trap Town. That happened once in this game. One time.
Yes.
And the Knicks didn't allow it any other time throughout the game. So
and I give him credit too. He made, you usually don't give guys credit for making 70% of their free throws, but he's such a iffy free throw shooter. 7 for 10, I'll take it.
Yeah. How was the crowd there? On TV, I thought it got a little tight, if that makes sense.
They were going crazy at one point when they tied it. I think it was I wrote this down at 105. When they tied it at 103, they were going crazy. It was 6 minutes left.
Yeah, it sounded insane.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great crowd. And hey,
big stars. What kind of Detroit stars do we have, Stoney? They didn't really show too many on TV. They showed Rip and Ben, of course, but that was about it, really.
They showed on the big screen Jamison Williams and Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra St.
They
Brown,
showed Gibbs on TV. That's right.
and
St. Brown, okay.
somebody pointed out on Twitter, the great Jim Costa, who was sitting next to me.
Jim Costa was there. That was the big celeb?
Alex DeBrincat looked like he was sitting behind. I think it was either St. Brown or one of the others. But
okay, DeBrincat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, Big Sean?
No, and to be quite honest, a lot of there might have been some really popular Detroit rappers there that, quite frankly, I wouldn't know what they look like.
Spike Lee, they didn't show him, so I don't think he.
I didn't see Spike. I didn't see Ben Stiller.
But Timothy Chalamet was with his lady last night at the Laker game, watching them lose.
Oh, okay. Which made me happy.
So Stoney, now that we look at it a few minutes after, we both picked this series to end in 6 via the Knicks,
I picked it. I said 5.
Okay.
And then the crazy thing is, you can say the same thing for the Knicks. This series was so tight. Every team could have won every game. The Pistons could have swept. The Knicks could have swept. I mean,
incredible series. They all came down to the wire, Stoney.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I mean, listen, last year when we did this podcast, it was almost a drag to sit there and be like, oh my God, we got to talk about this team. What do we say about this team? Yeah. And now here we are, bitterly disappointed that they lost in game 6 to a dagger to Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it from the bright side, like where the hell we came from a year ago. And here's the biggest question, though, and I'm already going to get into it. They need to have a big offseason because if there's one thing evident, and I don't know if Jaden Ivey is this guy, but there needs to be a Robin.
Yes, absolutely. And I completely agree with you. I talked about it with some people who follow the team as close, if not closer than us. And some believe Ivy is that guy because his, free throw shooting went up. He was playing great until when he got hurt, and he'd be the guy that would take the ball out of Cade's hands. Okay, I don't think that position is where you're two guys. I think you need a bigger guy. And I've heard Valenti has been talking about guys like Lauri Markkanen and Zion thing. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the whole thing with Zion is if they get him, I'll believe in it. And if they don't, I'll know why. Because Trajan Langdon knows him better than anybody around. He was with him in New Orleans. So if Trajan Langdon thinks that Zion Williamson can help this team and they can do it, I'm all for it. If he doesn't, I'm all for it. It's not like, in Brad we trust with the Lions. But, when it comes to one player who played for Trajan Langdon for a few years, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right. So, I mean, let's say Ivy is that guy. Regardless of that, you still need a stretch big. You really, really do. I understand not having Beef Stew. That would have really changed the series. I agree with that because he would have been able to muck it up, and that's 5-6 more fouls that you would have been able to have out there on that floor.
Okay. He would have helped defensively, no doubt. And
no, not offensively.
Offensively, no. That's the problem.
That's where this game's at, though, Stoney. You need that guy. And Towns was that guy, for the 6 games? And if you have that changes everything for Cade. To be able to get to a spot, to be able to kick out, to have everything there. And at the end of the day, it kind of looked like Cade kind of ran out of gas. Like his threes were a little short. Like I don't want to say he looked lackadaisical because he always looks mellow, cool, calm, collected.
Right.
It wasn't his normal game, and it came at a bad time, which sucks, right? So that's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. But at the end of the day, maybe that's the motivating factor that gets these guys right back into the gym. They come back even better next year, and who knows what we get to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but the future is bright. We have to look at it like that. I mean, it was their first playoff game in the month of May in 17 years.
Yeah, well, we need to win one at home. Can we get that? No, we got to wait a whole nother damn year.
I know.
I know. But Stoney, at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson was the best damn player on the floor. He proved it time and time again. He made incredible shots. That one that he went baseline in the fourth quarter there and was able to go up and under with his left. I mean, He's one hell of a player.
And he made a lot of really nice passes tonight, too. He had 7 assists. Brunson did that. And, I'll give, you mentioned Duran. He played really, really well today.
Oh,
he did. But I just wish he could shoot from further out than 5 feet.
I'm sorry. What made me just have that sound of disgust is because we always love to talk about the plus minus.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
What
Tobias minus 23.
What the hell? What the hell? I
mean, he didn't have a bad. He was 6 for 10.
I thought he played a pretty decent game.
5 rebounds. That's why in this sport, sometimes it's pretty misleading,
Yeah, Osor had a really nice game. 17. He had 6. He had 2 blocks, 2 steals. And you're right. Let me see if Bickerstaff maybe talked about Thompson. I don't know if he's already at the podium or not.
Yeah, he's up there. I can see that. But...
Oh, you can see him from there?
Yeah. Well, I can see there's a screen.
Oh, okay.
I can't. It's not closed caption, so I can't read. Yeah, I'm looking online, and he basically said that on the last shot, I gave Osor a ton of credit for what he did defensively against one of the toughest matchups in the league. You just have to tip your hat to Jalen for creating space and making that shot.
Yeah. Wow, was that an incredible. You're going to see that all night, Stoney. You're going to see it all day tomorrow.
I know.
You're going to see it in all these highlight packages for the Knicks. And, let's just be happy we got to even experience this tonight, Stoney.
Yeah.
But we need a damn win. And next year, I'll guarantee they get a win if they're in the playoffs.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Cool. That's cool.
Right?
Yes. So we will maybe wrap up the season sometime next week. We have a few people that we have contacts with, and maybe we can talk to, periodically during the off season. I reconnected with a former Pistons star tonight that I have his number, and now whether that'll do anything or not, I have no idea. Oh, he was doing the color. He was doing the color for TNT tonight. Perhaps you've heard of him.
I was wearing his coat last time.
Yes, you were.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
I'd love to pick his brain.
It was good.
I would love to know.
Seeing him.
Bob Winowski tells me he broke that story, and I would just love to know if he actually broke that story.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He kind of did.
Somebody else may have. I'm just saying. I hope he's watching this because I love to rant about it.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be.
You like him on TV, Grant Hill?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I love that they talk about Rafferty and going out and drinking with him and how bad his liver hurts and he had to detox the last month without being with them. That's a pretty funny bit, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well.
So you think Hardaway's back? You think Beasley's back next year? I got to ask what's tough, man.
My gut is Hardaway's on a 2-year deal. Beasley was only on a 1 year, right?
Right. But you can move Hardaway.
Right, I know. I'm thinking. I would say Beasley's back. Hardaway, they're going to try to trade, is my guess.
How happy are you?
Why? Because I sent you that picture. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's so Stoney.
They're like the Teal brothers, right?
Oh, and they just crushed my childhood. Allen Houston and Grant Hill. Screw you guys both. You didn't win me anything.
I know.
Anything. So anyway, Stoney, I appreciate you doing this after games.
Hey, Evan, I thank you for all what you do, not just for this, but for everything you do at the station. But anyway.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And just everybody coming on watching. It was a bitter loss, but it's brighter times. And thank God we can watch Pistons basketball again and be proud of it. And not just have dogs and hope and wish. We now see actual promise.
Yeah. And look, we'll besides, Grant and we mentioned last week, I got a hold of Tim Legler when he was here. So we'll try to have them a little on, during not so much the summer, but during the NBA playoffs that we're not a part of anymore. And, as we get closer, when the Pistons do their locker, hopefully they'll allow us to either, have JB or Trajan on. So,
that would be great.
We're going to try.
Good with it so far, right?
Yes.
And I do want to admit one thing. I'm looking forward to seeing the Celtics kick the crap out of the Knicks.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. When you grow up where I grew up, you hate both of them.
So, but
And,
wouldn't you want to see the Celtics win?
they
Probably
won
not
la-
because
they
they have
won-
so
they
many damn
won-
banners.
They won last year. Why do I
Well,
need
not
to
the whole thing. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
against the
Oh.
Knicks.
I'm at the point of my life, Evan, where I kind of enjoy. I feel good if my really good friends get some joy in their lives. And my Nick fan friends have not had a championship since 1973. Okay, so it would be nice, but they can't. The Celtics are going to kill them. I think.
Yeah, they're going to kill them. The Celtics are a machine. But who knows? I mean, if Jalen Brunson wants to go out and score 40 a night, I mean, Stoney, if you think about it, he scored 30 plus in every game but one. I mean, that's an elite player. You can say what you want about drawing fouls, whatever.
That was a good challenge. By the way, that challenge was good.
That was a very good challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good for him. He finally got one right.
The other one, I understood why he did it because
why not at that
why
point?
not at that point in the game? It was close too, I thought.
Yeah, and I wonder, what they talked about on TV too was the challenge and how much time that the Knicks got to rest there. And boy, did it end up proving costly there for the Pistons.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, Stoney, as we wrap it up, thank you. Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to the Pistons for giving us.
Yes, we really appreciate Kevin Grigg, Cletus, all the guys over there, Mike, Corey, we appreciate all their help. And hey, I'll be bothering them next week because we're going to get somebody on. We'll try to do it weekly until the NBA Finals is over.
Yeah,
and then the draft we'll try to do our mock draft for the second round, right? Do they have a second? I think they have a second round pick.
They got a second round.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, they might make a trade, get a pick. Who knows?
Who's this year's Bronny James? We could get him. Somebody got a kid in the draft.
Yeah, I know you were very upset watching the Lakers lose last night. I had so many smiles on my face. So did I.
I mean, I'm always going to root against LeBron. I don't know if you see that. That's Michael Jordan on my wall.
Yeah, I know.
Dunking from the free throw line. I mean, come on. Anywho, we're not talking about that.
No. All right. Pistons had a great season. We are very happy for what they did. Just bitter as hell about tonight, but life goes on.
Big shot by Brunson, man. That cross.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was amazing. All right. See everybody. Peace.